Welcome. In front of me is a HONOR MagicPad 4, and today I will show you how you can enable and also set up your portable hotspot. So, to get started, swipe down from the top right side of the screen like so, and then you can swipe down in this area once more, or click on the arrow that you can see right here to extend the list. Hopefully this would reveal your hotspot toggle. For me it is at the very top, actually, right over here, but if you can't find it anywhere in this list, you can add it by clicking on this box right here, this icon, and then in this area, just swipe down a little bit, this area we have toggles. At the bottom of it you will find a button to add tiles. When you click on it, it shows you a list of toggles that you can add in addition. So once you find your hotspot one, you just click on it like so. You can see it would get added, and then just click on the check mark right here, and once more, and it's now permanently added. So from here, once you have it, hold it, at least first time, hold it, and this will take you to the settings, where I recommend navigating to the password right here and just straight up getting rid of it, and then setting up your own new password. Now your new password will need to have at least 8 characters in length, and that can be letters, numbers, both. It's completely up to you. Now I'm going to set up a very simple password. Complexity of it here doesn't really have any kind of meaning, because it is just a hotspot, so that's one, but it does need to have that 8 characters in length. Now we also have the device name, which also implies the device's hotspot that it creates, or Wi-Fi that it makes. And under more, we have some other things like security, AP bands, auto disable, hide personal hotspot, and some other things. So I'm going to go over these. So number one, security. I recommend keeping it as it is, as turning that off would potentially mean that anyone can connect to your hotspot without needing a password. AP band, we have two options, 2.4 and 5 gigahertz, but you can only select one, and generally I would probably recommend sticking with the 2.4 gigahertz one if you're running your hotspot through your mobile network. Reason for that is mobile network on its own, it doesn't really give you great kind of speeds anyways, so you're going to be primarily bottlenecked by that mobile connectivity and how much, for instance, T-Mobile is sending you data, or any other provider. So for instance, for me that is 30 megabits, and it's well in the capability of the 2.4 gigahertz connectivity right here. So again, like I said, I'm just bottlenecked by my provider. I could change it to 5 gigahertz, which does improve over the 2.4 as a technology itself, but it still doesn't change the fact that if you're getting 30 megabits per second of network from your provider, this could potentially give you gigabits of speed, but you're not receiving gigabits of mobile data to kind of broadcast it. So you're still bottlenecked, like I mentioned, by your service provider. But some of the benefits right here of the 5 over the 2.4 is things like, for instance, the faster transfer speeds, right? Which again, for mobile network doesn't really matter. Lower latencies, which for mobile network doesn't really matter. Let me just get that back. Okay, there we go. Another thing is how many devices can be connected to such a network. Again, for mobile devices, it doesn't really matter. You're not going to be running a server here. And lastly, and that is actually one that will matter, is going to be the traffic. So 2.4 gigahertz network tends to sometimes suffer from overcrowded frequency, being the 2.4 gigahertz frequency. What happens is when there's a lot of devices using this kind of frequency, they start to interfere with one another, causing you potentially some problems, which I have never experienced, so I don't know really what to tell you to look for, but I could only presume that maybe some kind of dropouts in connection, disconnection from your hotspots, or maybe a lack of internet being distributed, something along those lines. So if you have some kind of problems, you could potentially look at the 5 gigahertz, which would solve them. Now 2.4 suffers this because it's just less accommodating for such a wide array of devices that we nowadays have, as for instance things like your smart home. If you have a smart home light bulbs, as an example, they tend to use connection to internet to basically be controllable through applications on your phone. So some people might have dozens of light bulbs that all use Wi-Fi signal, and they all use the 2.4. So not only is this frequency less accommodating for a wide array of devices, at the same time, a lot of devices use this frequency specifically, which kind of makes this problem, bigger than it needs to be. So if you ever have a problem, you can change to the 5 gigahertz, and this would resolve your problem, as if you compare the 2.4 to 5 gigahertz connectivity frequency is like having a highway compared to just a little one-lane road that has a traffic on it. Same amount of cars on highway, not a breeze. It's just basically just a breeze there. You go fast, and that's kind of how the 5 gigahertz works. But I do want to warn you, not every device supports this, 5 gigahertz, while basically any device that has any kind of Wi-Fi capability supports 2.4. And same devices that supports 2.4 will not, for instance, potentially support 5, depending on how old they are. So any kind of, let's say laptop as an example, that had a label as Wi-Fi will support 2.4, but probably not this one. Anything that has, for instance, Wi-Fi 6 on the box will support the 5 gigahertz frequency. Now I know it's a little bit moronic that 6 uses 5, but whatever. And anything that, for instance, uses Wi-Fi 6E, I know there was a easier way to name this, but I'm not responsible for this stupidity right here. Anything labeled as 6E actually supports Wi-Fi 6 gigahertz. So anything that has the 6 or 6E will support this frequency right here. And the higher the number, the higher the frequency it supports, and it's backwards compatible. So even though it supports, like, for instance, 6 gigahertz or even 7, it supports at the same time everything below that as well. So 5 and 2.4 as well. Oh, damn it. I'm not picking that up again. If you don't know what your device supports, what you could do is change it to 5 gigahertz right here, turn it on, grab your device that you want to connect to this hotspot with, and check your Wi-Fi list. If it shows up with the HONOR MagicPad 4, which is listed right here, that means that it supports it. If this device or this signal never shows up in there, it probably means that it doesn't support it. Just make sure it is toggled on to check this right here. You could also quickly try to do this by scanning a QR code. So you just point your camera at it and it would show up. I'm just gonna maybe demonstrate it. Grab my phone. So I can just do this, and you can see for me it shows up with this, so I can click on it, zips me to the settings and tries to connect to it. If this device, I know it supports it, but if your device doesn't support it, obviously you wouldn't be able to connect to it, but if it does, it should connect to it, no problem. So there we go, and in there we had something else. We had the auto disable, so in 5 minutes of inactivity. Now I don't know if inactivity means that you're not using the network. If it is, that's pretty bad, and I would recommend changing it to maybe 10 or even 30 minutes, as that could imply that when you're browsing some kind of website, maybe reading a long article, as long as you're not doing anything that would make you go to a next page or anything like that, that would basically be inactive in this case. And after 5 minutes of, you reading that article on a single page, by the time you want to go to the next page or anything like that, you no longer are connected to your hotspot, which could potentially be problematic and obviously annoying. So set this accordingly. And other options in here, we have Wi-Fi protocol, keep it as it is. Bluetooth tethering, I would keep that off, as it would basically broadcast the signal through Bluetooth instead, so it would be very slow. And that's really everything that there is to it. So we can close this, and we don't ever have to go back there again, as long as we remember a password, which is very simple, so shouldn't be difficult. And as you see right here, we can toggle it on and off at will. And the device will also turn this toggle off if it's not being used, so that's also good. And the reason this is good is because Hotspot does consume more of your phone's battery, so when you're not using it, it just kind of helps you to preserve some of your battery life. So with that being said, I hope you found this very helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.